Now, Rory McIlroy has the second shortest odds to win this week on FanDuel. Bob, we were both there at Pinehurst when the collapse happened last month. As we look ahead to this week now, what are your expectations for Rory McIlroy?
They're pretty high. I think he sort of explained the fact that, it took him 3 or 4 days afterwards to kind of get the sting out of losing a championship like that. Rory McIlroy's record over the last 5 years, as you sort of explained in that clip, he has come close. Sometimes he's been beaten, and sometimes he's just not had enough fuel in the tank. This one was, I think, the most, I guess, the one that would probably hurt him the most because he had it in the bag. It's not like when he couldn't make one more putt against Cam Smith or Wyndham Clark at the U.S. or the Open Championships. But he has played well at the Open. Obviously, he's got his name on the claret jug. And I think coming back in here, he's being focused on all the positive things that he has been doing. Putting, to me, will be the big key for Rory. He said he walked around with Brad Faxon and Luke Donald during one of the practice rounds and talked about it. The greens are going to be quite slow at Troon. There's going to be a lot of wind, so they can't cut him down to anything close to what we would play over here, say, in a U.S. Open or what he saw at Pinehurst. That might be a good thing. But he's going to be focusing on just getting the hit perfect and maybe being a little bit, as he called it, brisker through the ball to get the ball to the hole. And that'll be the key thing to watch, I think, for Rory's game early. The rest of his game holds up very well. He's smart enough to play this course and strategically, and I think it'll just be depending on what he does on the greens.
Now, we know Rory hasn't won a major since 2014, and he had a 2-shot lead late in the final round at Pinehurst. Let's just paint a picture here. If he is in the lead this coming Sunday afternoon at Royal Troon, do you think there could possibly be some scar tissue for McIlroy?
If there's scar tissue, I think it's the kind that'll help him. I think he'll go in there and realize, look, there's no reason to be afraid. There's no reason to back down. There's not going to be any slippery 2-foot putts from uphill on this golf course anyway that I've seen so far and remember from when I was there. So I think it's a different kind of Rory McIlroy. I think he can be free and aggressive and say, look, I know what happened last time. I know what I did. So you use that experience and you build yourself in here. He might give it up down the stretch again, but we don't know. The last 6 holes at Royal Troon are some of the toughest in major championship golf, and a lot of stuff happens over those holes, as we've seen over the years.
Well, McIlroy has finished T6 or better in each of the last 2 Open Championships.